maths is not fun? Well, I, Makona Namraka, is here to show you that maths is just a fun challenge. It is as easy as y equals to mx plus c. And for those of you who didn't know, it is as easy as a straight line. So right now, it is that time for you to grab a paper, a pen, and a calculator and come learn maths with me.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Learn Maths with me on a hashtag Maths Tuesday. In today's episode of Learn Maths with me, we are doing finding the missing angles and sides of triangles. So in the previous video, we were finding missing angles on different types of lines, which are straight lines, parallel lines, and so on. So today we are finding missing sides and missing angles on triangles using the knowledge we got from the video of rules and theorems of triangles. So without wasting any time, let's get straight into answering the questions. So letter A, in the video of types of triangle, we learned about isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle are triangles that have two equal sides. So you can see that this line AC is equals to the line AB because of the sign which is indicated on the line. So the property said that when we have these two sides being equal, the angles opposite these two equal sides are also equal. So which angles are opposite these two equal sides? Angle B and angle C. So angle B and angle C are equal. So it will be angle B equals to angle C, which is equals to 25 degrees. Why it is because they are angles opposite equal sides. In geometry, it's all about giving reason. Your reasons matter. So now you have solved for angle C, but angle C is not what they're looking for. What are they looking for? They are looking for angle X. So angle C is the one that is going to help you to find angle X. So how now can you find the angle X? You can find it by sum of angles in a triangle. Remember, angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So when you also have angle C, which is 25 degrees, it will be 25 degrees plus 25 degrees plus angle X equals to 180 degrees. Your reason will be sum of interior angles in a triangle. You close your brackets and then now you add your like terms, 25 plus 25. So this is 25 for angle B and this other 25 is for angle C. So it will be 50 degrees plus angle X equals to 180 degrees. Then you solve for your X equals to 180 degrees minus 50 degrees. Remember, when you move a positive number to the other side of the equal side, it will turn into negative number. When you move a negative number to another side of the equal side, it will give you a positive number. So now let's solve for your X equals to 180 minus 50, which is 130 degrees. This angle X is 130 degrees. Please do remember that my drawings are not drawn up to scale. So yeah, so now let's move on to letter B. So as you can see on letter B, we have to solve for three unknown variables, which are y, x, and z. X, y, z, right? So when you look at your triangle, you must first analyze your triangle so that you can know how am I going to solve for these variables. So when you analyze your triangle, you can see that okay, there are signs on these lines, and these signs tell us that this triangle is a what? Is an equilateral triangle. And an equilateral triangle has each and everything equal. The interior angles are equal and all the sides are equal. So here they've given the clue that it is an equilateral triangle because the sides are equal. So which means that angle X and angle Y will be what? 60 degrees, because in an equilateral triangle all angles are equals to 60 degrees. So your angle X equals to angle Y, and how much are they? They equal to 60 degrees. Why? Because of it is an equilateral triangle. And then you close. So meaning that, okay, now you have your 64 here, and then you have your 64y. Now you are left with angle Z. You have to solve for the value of Z. How can you solve for that? Okay, you can see that, okay, Z is an exterior angle, and in the previous video we learned that exterior angles are equal to the two opposite interior angles. So which are the opposite interior angles? They are Y and X. So you're going to say 60 plus 60 equals to angle Z. Or you can start first with X plus Y and then you substitute on the next step. And then your reason will be exterior angle. And then it will be 120 degrees equals to angle Z. Or again, you could have said, okay, since I know that all angles in a triangle add up to 60 degrees, it means that here it will be 60 degrees. And you just solve for your Z by angles on a straight line. I really hope that you understand that. Now let's move on to letter C. So here on letter C, you can see that, okay, we have a triangle, and in this triangle we have to solve for which variable? This variable X. You can see that, okay, the value of angle B is X plus 24 and the value of angle A is X. But when you're looking at a triangle, you can see that, no man, this is an isosceles triangle. Why? It is because of these two signs which they gave us. And when it is an isosceles triangle, the two angles opposite these sides are equal. So which angles are they? They are angle C and angle A, meaning that angle C equals to angle A, which is equals to x degrees, the X value. So now you already know that, okay, your angle C is also equals to X. Now you have all angles in a triangle, but what is missing? What is missing is the value of the X value, the value of the X variable, right? So you know that when you add all these angles inside the triangle, they have to give you 180 degrees. So you're going to use that to solve for your angle, for the value of X. So you're going to say your angle B, which is X plus 24, plus your angle A, which is X, plus your angle C, which is X, equals to 180 degrees. Your reason will be, I'm really sorry for the short space, your reason will be sum of interior angles in a, I really hope you can understand how I'm writing here, in a triangle. Your reason will be sum of interior angles in a triangle. So what you're going to do now is combine your like terms. Your 24 plus, you can see that you have 3 x's, so you're going to add the coefficients, which is 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3 x, equals to 180 degrees. Now you're going to group your like terms, meaning that you're going to take 24 to the other side of the equal side so that you can solve for your X. You're going to be left with 3x equals to 180 degrees minus 24 degrees, which is 3x equals to, now we calculate 180 minus 24 is equals to 156 degrees. So you're going to say, okay, 3x equals to 150 degrees 156 degrees, sorry. So you're not looking for 3x, you are looking for the value of x. How can you remove this 3 and be left with x? You can remove it by dividing with 3. So when you divide, you cannot just only divide this side only, but you have to divide the other side of the equal side. So I'm just going to write the answer here. 3x divided by 3 is going to be x, because this 3 will cancel this 3, and then your x equals to 156 divided by 3 is equals to 52. So your x equals to 52. So if you want to know the angle B, so you're going to substitute x is equals to 52 plus 24. Your angle B is equals to 76, and your x for angle A equals to 52 plus your x for angle C equals to 52. They add up to 180 degrees, which is sum of interior angles in a triangle. So now I really hope that you understand so far. Let's move on to letter D. So here on letter D, you can see that we have two known angles, which is angle 60 and 90 degrees. And then what else is known is that we have parallel lines, and when we have parallel lines, we know that once a transversal is added, angles are formed. Different types of angles are formed. And then what else do we know? Okay, that's all that we know. So we now know that, okay, we have to solve for the alphabet Z, the alphabet Y, and the alphabet X. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So as you can see, we have a parallel line. So when we have these parallel lines, we already have a clue that, okay, different types of angles are going to be formed, which can be within the parallel line. So our parallel line is this one. Let me just extend it so that so that you can see it properly. Our parallel line is this one, and it is parallel to which one? It is parallel to this base of the triangle. So when we can see that, okay, this line then will be the transversal, because it cuts in between the two parallel lines. So when it cuts in between the two parallel lines, you can see, okay, that they form a Z. They form a Z. This Z tells us that y equals to 60 degrees. Angle y equals to 60 degrees because of alternate angles. I told you that alternate angles, they form a Z. So to just make everything simple for you, you just draw the Z for yourself. Alternate angles. So realize one thing: you cannot say your Z starts from this upper line of angle Z, because this line is not within the parallel lines. It is the transversal from the other side, so you cannot include it here. It is not within the parallel lines, so this Z has to be within the parallel lines. So if you count it from here, then it won't be within. The other Z can be formed to the side. You can see it. This x will be equals to this angle. You can see that they are still within the parallel lines. So you cannot count this one because it is outside the parallel lines. I really hope you can understand that. So as you see, so we found the value of our y, which is 60 degrees. So now you have to find the value of your z. So if you look at this is a straight line, right? This is a straight line, and angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So you can just solve by saying z plus your y, which is 60 degrees, plus, so this square here indicates that the angle is 90 degrees, and this sum here equals to 180 degrees. Why is it equals to 180 degrees? It is equals to 180 degrees because they are supplementary angles. Or another person can say angles on a straight line. They are both the right answer. So you're going to combine your like terms. Z plus 60 plus 90 equals 150 degrees, which is equals to 180 degrees. So now you're going to solve. Z equals to 180 degrees. When your 150 goes to the other side, it turns into negative 150 degrees. Z equals to 30 degrees. I really hope that you understood how we got the angle, the value of angle Z. So now we have the angle Y and then the angle Z. Now we have to solve for the angle X. How are we going to solve for it? So as you can see, now you're going to just look at the triangle. So in the triangle, you can see that you have the angle 60 and then you have the angle 90 degrees. And once you have two angles, you can easily solve for the third angle. Why? You can easily solve for the third angle because you know that the sum is up to 180 degrees, and when you know that the sum adds up to 180 degrees, you can minus the two angles and be left with the value of the last angle. So let's just put that into practice. We can just say 90 degrees plus 60 degrees plus angle X, they equal to 180 degrees. Why? Because they are sum of interior angles in a triangle. You close your bracket. Now you're going to combine your like terms. 90 plus 60 is equals to 150 degrees plus angle X equals to 180 degrees. Now you are solving for your angle X. Your X equals to 180 degrees minus 150 degrees. It changes its sign. It moves from being positive to being negative. And then your X value will be 30 degrees. I really hope that you understand that. So we have solved for all our variables. So you can see that angle Z equals to 30 degrees, angle Y equals to 60 degrees, and then angle X equals to 30 degrees. So now let's move on to letter E. So here it says prove if these triangles are right angled or not. Let me just add an S because we are talking about two triangles. So prove if these triangles are right angled or not. So in the previous videos, we learned about the rules and theorems of triangles. So rules of theorems of triangle, one of the theorem was theorem of Pythagoras, and the theorem of Pythagoras stated that the sum of these two sides squared equals to the hypotenuse squared, is equals to the value of the hypotenuse squared. So if the value of the hypotenuse squared is, for example, 20, and the sum of these two sides when they're squared is 20, then that will be a right angled triangle. So if they are not equal, it means that it is not a right angled triangle. So we'll be just using the theorem of Pythagoras to test if these two triangles are right angled triangles. So first you're going to write the formula of the theorem of Pythagoras, which is a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. So you're going to substitute 4 squared plus 3 squared equals to 5 squared. So the hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle, of a right angled triangle. So now we're going to calculate 4 squared is 16 plus 3 squared is 9 equals to 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. Now we're going to add 16 plus 9 equals to 25, and then equals to 25, meaning that this is a right angled triangle because the theorem of Pythagoras applies here. So this, therefore, it is a right angled triangle. Now let's move on to letter F and prove if it is also a right angled triangle. So you're going to write your formula: a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. So now you're going to start your calculations. You're going to first substitute your a squared 15 squared your a squared, you substitute your a with the value of 5, either the side you can substitute with 12 or 5. Still, it will still give you the same answer for this side of the equal side. And then you're going to substitute 12 squared equals to c is your 15 squared, and then 5 squared equals to 25, and then 12 squared equals to 144 equal side, and then 15 squared equals to 225. Now you're going to add 25 plus 144 equals to 169 equals to 225. So you can see that the theorem of Pythagoras here, it does not apply, meaning that this is not a right angled triangle. Therefore, it is not a right angled triangle. A right angled triangle. So if it was a right angled triangle, it would have given you the same answer like here. It gave us 25 and 25. So yeah, it is the end of the video now, you guys. I really hope that you understood the questions that we were dealing with. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comment section. Until the next one, you guys, bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and tell me in the comment sections which topic you'd like me to cover. And remember, I do not promise to know everything, but I do promise to share and help where I can.